Hey guys, it's Jake and Linkser from the Houston Outlaws. We just want to let you know that we're coming home soon to Texas. We're going to be in Houston, San Antonio, and Austin in March 27th through the 29th.
We'll be running meet and greets. You can check the description below for all the details. And remember to RSVP. See you soon, guys.
See ya.
Yo, shut your mouths right this second, you dumb idiots. John told me to.
Hey guys, it's me, Linkser, and this is my girlfriend, Stephanie. We're gonna talk about a bit how is it to be in a relationship when you're a professional gamer.
Okay, so I guess first of all, for the people who don't know, like, who are you, a little bit about yourself, and how did you two first meet and like get to know each other?
Okay, so I'm Stephanie. I'm originally from Mexico, although my family is from Austria, Spain, and the US. So I work for my own company with my mom back home. It's in the medical field, and it gives me a lot of free time to do what I like, such as video games, K-pop, cinematography, and the competitive Overwatch scene, which is how I met Didi back in 2016.
So did you guys meet through Overwatch?
We met through like Discord. I was part of like different communities too, like including my own sub-server. There was like a couple where I just like friends all over, and I would like discuss things there. And I think it was one of those like Discord channels when I first like met her, basically.
What? You didn't say.
Basically, I was discussing the Final Fantasy 15 movie King's Glaive, and she started asking about it like on the public side, and I just like slide into her DMs like, look, watch this movie now, and watch it like with Japanese audio, and like it's really good.
Yeah.
And like after that, we started talking about like more variety of stuff and.
Yeah.
Get it? No.
It was in his Discord. His Discord.
My Discord?
Yes, it was your Discord.
Okay.
I joined.
When was the first time that you guys met in person? Because you met through Discord, right, originally? So then when did you guys meet in person, and how long was that after first like talking?
We were online dating, I guess, for 10 months before I flew to Finland. It was a 28-hour trip. And I was super nervous to meet him, like super nervous. I couldn't even speak like now. Actually, I'm very nervous. And when I met him, I thought he would be more nervous, but he was actually playing it really cool. I thought you were going to be the nervous mess out of the both of us. That wasn't.
How nervous were you? Were you internally nervous?
Yes.
But he didn't show it.
I was like calm and collected, but internally screeching.
Wait, so Stephanie, do you play a lot of Overwatch yourself, or are you not really into Overwatch?
I love the game and I love the esports scene, but I don't really play it myself. I feel like it would be frustrating with how much I know about the game to start and try and play it like that. So I mostly just enjoy people who can actually play the game, but I love the game. I've always loved it since open beta.
I made her play training boss with Hanso.
Is it like a cool feeling having like a girlfriend who's so supportive in a career that's not really a normal career, you know? Because a lot of people don't really get it or think it's like weird, or you know.
I think like I was never really into like relationship stuff like when I was starting out my career, and I never thought it was like a easy possibility. And like finding someone who understands like the nuances of the path I'm taking and like supports me along the way is really like really nice to have.
Stephanie, is it hard dating a professional gamer? Like, are there things about his like daily lifestyle or things that are more challenging than maybe like a different type of relationship, but like that are unique to this?
It can be challenging if perhaps you don't know what you're getting into or you don't know much about the competitive gaming industry, but I've been following competitive gaming since 2009 because I like Smash Bros. So I know the amount of hours they have to put into it every single day, every single week, so it can be really taxing on the players and on the people around them. Some of the challenges are they don't have much time or energy because it's a very physically and mentally exhausting job. So you kind of have to make the best of it. And it works for us. And another big one is with victories and losses. You have to take them both with pride because they're part of the journey, and but also be objective enough to be able to offer some perspective after a rough match or a rough day.
So, Linkser, will Stephanie kind of like after a match give you like, or before or after match give you like pep talks, or will you guys like talk about matches, or is that something that you only really talk about with the team? You know what I mean?
We talk about matches, like we even watch like some of our words together, or like the enemies' words to like scout out what they do. Yeah. It's like she wants to put a lot of hours into like making me a better player.
Sorry. Basically, I have to go back to my hometown indefinitely because of visa stuff, and I will really miss being here. The friends I made here, well, we share the same passion, rooting for the team, loving Overwatch. I will really miss being there for him in the same way, and I feel like it's gonna be hard going back to long distance for a while. I'm gonna miss everything here so much. And I'll definitely still watch the matches, every single one of them, even if it's from my office and from so far away.
Anything else? I mean, I don't know if you guys had anything else that like people might be curious about, or anything funny or interesting.
She stalked me.
No, no, I didn't. I saw him in the Team Finland World Cup 2016, and I thought he was cute. Then I joined his Discord, watched some of his streams, and what? No, I didn't.
That's basically like softcore stalking.
No, it's really not.
Right?
Come on. I just thought it was cute.
Well, how many different ones do you have?
Here I have 6.
One is at the studio.
Oh yeah, I left one there, the Linkser Blade one.
How long do they take you?
Like 3 to 4 hours.
Oh, wow.
So I paint them with acrylics. There's that.
That's cool.
We have Winland. And then of course we have Finland 6 to each word.
Yeah, let's go back to point. We're good.
Come back.
We're blocked. Pocket me.
I'm with you.
Lucky low. Oh my god.
They have beats though.
A lot of people sacrificed a lot of stuff to come here, and now when you feel like you sacrificed your whole life for something that's like not going well, it makes everything feel worse. But I think that this is like a learning process that like everyone was gonna have to endure at some point, and it's just unfortunate that it's happening now. But I guess the good part is that we won so much in stage 1 that like losing a little bit in stage 2 isn't the end of the world, because our record's still good, and like all we have to do, we have to like focus really hard on 3 and 4 now.
I don't think there's just like one big general problem. I think it's a combination of a bunch of little things. I think there are definitely some issues that are more prevalent than others, but we're working on fixing those. Stage 1 obviously was like a dream come true for us, just because it was like almost the perfect meta. You had basically every player on our team was basically on their single best hero, and it worked out really well for us. And stage 2, there's lots of new heroes that we have to learn to adjust to play, and like new styles that we've never played before. So I think that is really our biggest issue.
If you are Houston Outlaws, the stagger is real. They're dying one after another on this point.
Are you going to be able to hold it? Are you just feeding at this point? And that is 4 quick kills. They will stall it out, but now Gladiators will take point number 1.
But Houston Outlaws, they got 2 key kills, and that could end it here as far as the Gladiators are concerned. Lynx are still doing damage though, dropping those meaty targets, and Rockets with the Helix. There's 1, Lynxer gets 2, and it's looking like they should be able to manage this now as Bijou gets D-Max instantly. The Death Blossom thrown into the mix, and Houston Outlaws.
Let's get it.
Jake trying to close the gap. Gonna get right in their face, gets stuck. No, Asher not gonna let him out of his grips.
Gladiators sustained through it and get the kills late.
Jake still just chucking grenades. He gets body blocked in the door, but will be able to back out just in time. There is still a presence alive for the Gladiators. The only issue here is whether Fisher can get anything done here with the Doomfist or not, and he's not even gonna be able to get on the point. Rory gonna have to get the grab thrown in here from the Los Angeles Gladiators. Fisher sets it up with 2. The hammer doing work, and they will be trading back and forth. The Los Angeles Gladiators looking like they're gonna pull out ahead here.
They did end up using the grab from Linkser, and they get knocked off the points.
Like we already won the fight, just like text us up, and then look for Chase if we can after that.
You guys are finding like
There's no way we lost that fight.
I know sometimes we don't really like to have that 1v1 duel order, I think it's pretty important versus Asher. Okay.
Let's go,
Houston! Only 20. You guys got this. Let's go.
Hydration in the meantime is removed. Links are in Surefour, though it takes down Jake, so a lot. The DPS are dead now for the Houston Outlaws. MoMA face to face, and Surefour is gone.
2 down very quickly, looking for a third. Spree does get himself 1, but that is it. Big Goose will clean up his own mess as Linkser now down and out of this fight. Linkser was on the Devo by all means, and that is it. The Gladiators run over Houston.
And now Linkser decides to commit to this fight. Vani is going to get the res off on MoMA, so the Angry Monkey can get back into this fight. There's the headshot on Shaz. That's fantastic. We're into overtime now. It's all or nothing for the Gladiators, but there are so many players here for Houston Outlaws just finding kill after kill. Bishu with the self-destruct will find nothing, and it doesn't even matter.
98% and counting up. It's desperation time. Uma's able to take down Shaz, but he will give his life for it. Outlaws have to take this point back or they're down a stage.
And right now, things definitely favoring the Los Angeles Gladiators.
99-99, Matt's gonna drop a self-destruct on the point. He will get hydration, unable to get out of the mix. Fisher's off the edge as well. Houston not out of this just yet. Must win this stage to stay in it, but the Gladiators are cleaning up.
Linkser will be in it, but it's not gonna be enough. Overtime burns down, and the Los Angeles Gladiators win.
The big issue a lot of people are looking in at us and seeing is the lack of like a really standout tracer specialist. And while I do think it's an issue, I think that it's not as big as an issue as some people are saying. I definitely do think we would benefit from either a tracer or just having someone grind out tracer and just becoming like a main tracer. But it's not like an issue that has an easy fix, you know? It's something that we have to spend time working on, and it's something that we're obviously not ignoring it because we do know that it's an issue, but it just takes time to fix, and that's just the way it is.
And so like, there's obviously been a lot of talk about like, oh, they don't have a tracer player. But I think like our bigger problem was that we have tracer players, like we have Clockwork, we have, you know, like Linkser can play tracer, but the way we like set up our communication was in such a way that we required Jake's communication like we needed it, you know, like we needed it. And so like from a team perspective, it was like we can fix the communication issue or we can like leave the players in that we think communicate the best. And so like we took the easy way out, which was to not fix the communication, which like inherently gimped, I think, Clockwork or Linkser from playing tracer anywhere near like the level that we needed. And so like I think towards the end of the stage, we like hit a spot where we realized that like maybe we made the wrong decision, and then we had already gone too deep, so like everything started falling apart pretty quickly. But I think the bigger problem was that like we had issues going into stage 2 that definitely were there in stage 1, but it didn't matter that they were there in stage 1 because everyone was playing on their best heroes. So like old problems surfaced and then they became big problems, and then everybody had a different opinion on like what the problems were, and then nobody could solve all of them at the same time, and it kind of like culminated into a mess. But I think we'll be okay in the long run.
He's sending it to me. I'm gonna hang it up.
What? It's a Franken jersey, dude.
I guess I'm Valiant now. Peace out, losers. LA Valiant. Later, lords. Hey, mistakes happen. They'll send him a new one.
Ilios.
Ilios.
Awesome.
Ilios is literally your culture.
Well, you can go there right now if you want to do it.
Yeah,
Those
that's
are
true.
both not real.
Yeah, Blizzard, like, it would be like a decent land of Blizzard.
Yeah.
Of course I would go there.
The most difficult player to face.
Yes.
Yes.
Say BLB.
Jonah.
Please, I beg of you.
Help! Please! I beg of you!
We gotta fix
I'm 85 developed.
You gotta get a knife, cut it very nicely, and then.
Muma has a knife, careful.
Raucus knows how to show up late.
We want to take the fight.
Thank you, Raucus.
Alright, so.
That's smart, Raucus.
Car's here.
I accept your apology.
I do. Nice. So.
Sorry, I shouldn't have done that.
It's enough. No, it's not enough.
No, it's not enough. We need more.
You have to share that, you slob.
Actually, roll forward. Yeah, basically. I like want to know. I want to talk about where we should be like focusing on fighting them. Yeah. If they come up top, I actually have no clue what to do.
Okay. I like
Sock me up, G. Are they're all the same, right? They're all the same size?
They're supposed to be different
They're very innovative. You see that? This is top tier sockage.
I was expecting you to do like, oh hey Yuri, it's me, Houston Outlaws sock. Hey, stop! I'm done with you.
Oh, good. You don't get rid of stuff, that's why. If you still have something.
The trajectory.
There's nothing in here.
It's not aerodynamic.
It's just fucking it's a hoodie, 2 jackets. What the hell? I'll just give you like a what? You didn't have that?
Holy
Long tongue twisters. Long tongue twisters. Here you go. There you go. That one's yours.
Something in a 30-acre thermal thicket of thorns and thistles thumped and thundered, threatening the 3D thoughts of Matthew and the thug. Although theatrically, it was only the 13,000 thistles and thorns through the underneath of his thigh that the 30-year-old thug thought of that morning.
Oh, what is this?
Do it.
To sit in solemn silence in a dull, dark dock in a...
Oh, it's a poem. It's a poem.
But like, it's not so much that we don't have a tracer problem. It's more like giving us a tracer player doesn't solve the problems that we have. I think there's a lot of speculation in Overwatch League in general that's like unfair. I think people at the end of the day have to realize that like you have 10 or 12 players on your team, and like there's a lot of dynamics that go into picking everything. Like it's not just like who's the best player. It's like who's the best player on like a certain role, who's the best player with this other certain player. Like maybe 2 players have a synergy that's better than 1 player on their own, and then maybe there's like a player that doesn't get along with the rest of the team, and you know, like you just can't fit them in. And you can't always air your dirty laundry. I think in Overwatch League, I think is like kind of one of the, I don't want to say it's a problem, but it's one of the things that I think like the fans feel connected to the players, but there's always like that background that they don't know about. You know, like if you watch all this focus content, you think like, oh, I'm in the room with them, but then like you don't see them when they go home, and like you don't see like the downsides to everything, I guess. And it's hard to like talk to the fans about stuff that might not be appropriate, I guess. So it creates a lot of tension. And then like when you read the Reddit comments like, oh, this is like, oh, they must have, this player needs to be subbed out. Like maybe we tried subbing them out and it didn't work, or maybe there's a reason why they're in there. Like if people are in the server, there's a reason for it. And sometimes it might not be a good reason, and sometimes the coaches make mistakes, and like that's a thing too. But like everything is a process, and I think another thing to realize is that like you can't fix your problems overnight in this league. When you see people like giving hate for your losses, it's almost like you need to lose to like even remotely be able to win in the future. It's hard to like explain that to the fans, like, right? Like,
Who's the governor of Avalon? Houston! Who's the king of Texas? Houston! Okay, let's go!
The Valkyrie pretty soon for Moth as well. Oh, there's a counter sniper. San Francisco with some real momentum coming out of this now. They're going to try to use the Valkyrie. They got to stay on it. Muma back down to the point right now. They've got 2 ticks. Sleep dart onto the Winston.
And a boost onto the feet again. He's hopping his way over to the point.
Point there with the res onto Jake, though.
That was a risky resurrection, but they still pull it off. Baby Bay D-backing Kumat now. Kumat on the run.
San Francisco flipping the point. They get Kumat back on there. There's nearly a D-back. Muma down. A lot of damage from that pulse bomb. Maybe Shock can hold on to this, but it's not going to be easy. There goes Moth. No more supports for San Francisco as we're into 99-99. San Francisco, though, will hold this one. Lynx are down, and they will win the ball 2-0. And this is what we've been waiting for. Oh, Lynxer! That's a big one now. Muma zoning out. The revenge of the Winston is real. There goes Sleepy. And overtime kicks off. Houston all but has this defense wrapped up, and that should be about it. But maybe they need to pick up some kills, and he needs to do it right now. Nomi, the only one standing between Houston and victory. So maybe Houston can push this one back, but no, Netflix comes in, and Lynxer smacked down after he takes out Sleepy. 5-minute mind. Lynxer, gets a kill on the Baby Bay. Can't stop this guy.
Is saving this map for the Outlaws right now. He is clutching.
Not a whole lot you can do.
There's another pulse.
So easy. Houston Outlaws getting very close.
Baby Bay coming out with the Roadhog, trying to provide as much HP onto the court as he can.
Overtime ticking, and it's only Jake between Houston and defeat, staying alive for as long as he can, but there goes OT, and there goes the win.
The season was never going to go perfect, I guess, is like my outlook. And like, I think it's important for everyone to realize that. And it's like hard to like say that, right? Like, okay, like we're having issues that we're supposed to have, or that like we're eventually going to have, or like we were eventually going to go on a losing streak. You know, like you don't want to say that stuff out loud, and the players like don't want to hear that. But I think like it's a big, everything about this is a learning process. And like even for me, it's like what can I do better? And also like what can they do better? I think the motivation is not really the issue. I think it's mostly just like how taxing the work week is. Like they're in here 6.5 days a week, more or less, like 6 at least, 6.5 on like a hard week. When you come in here every day and some days like your motivation's down, it feels like it affects everybody, probably more so than like a normal job. Like if you work a normal 9 to 5 and you have a day, nobody really cares, right? Like your coworkers are just like, whatever, that guy's having a day. But like when your whole existence is team centric and then one person has a day, that could turn into like someone else having a day the next day, or like someone just underperforms, but maybe it's because they just didn't, you know, like underperforming on stage is like, we had this conversation, it's like kind of the same as like having a bad day at work, but instead of having a bad day at work, you're having a bad day at work in front of 150,000 people on broadcast and like it's on social media. So everything that we do is very televised, and every like mistake or every problem that we have is very televised. Getting everyone to understand that and like understand that that's like the fundamental issue that's like affecting them is like hard. There's no like easy way to tell people like, oh, you know, keep your chin up. But I think like as time goes on, we'll figure it out, and we'll figure out like maybe we need to like make roster changes, or maybe we need to like switch who's playing, and maybe like some people need to like do things that'll bring their motivation back.
Hey, Fact, how's it going, man? Nice to meet you, dude.
Hey, welcome.
Welcome. Welcome to our home.
Humble
Thanks
abode.
for having me.
No problem, dude. We
gotta make content.
Like, we're gonna like film him coming into the apartment and like greeting him. Greeting him. Greeting.
Like, remember how you shook my hand when I walked in the apartment? We're just doing that again, but recording it this time.
Hey everyone, I'm Fact Fiction. I just flew in from Michigan. I'm here in Banny and Lynx's apartment because I actually can't get into my own apartment tonight because I got in too late. Leasing office is closed and they wouldn't give my keys to Mezzer or Flame, so we're just gonna chill here for tonight. But I'm excited to be here with the team and I can't wait to get to work.
This is my first day with the team, and I'm just gonna tell you guys about me. I've been playing Overwatch since basically when the game came out, like slightly before. I played open beta, but I didn't play any of the closed betas. Some of you may know me from Team USA. I played on Team USA with Jake and Raucus and Coolmat. I'm excited to be here as a part of the Outlaws, and I've been in the scene for a long time, a veteran player. I played on FaZe with Raucus and Spree for like 2 years, well, slightly less than that, like 1.5 years. And now I'm ready to kick ass as an Outlaw.
Fact is, he's just been brought in as like a main tank player. This is pretty new for our team because before we had like competition in every role. Like we had multiple DPS players fighting over, or not fighting over, but competing against each other, competing against each other for that starting spots. But also the players that aren't starting are also doing everything that they can to empower and help the starter become better, while also focusing on themselves becoming better so that they may have a chance to be that starting role. And I'm sure the same thing is going to happen between me and Fact. I'm sure he wants to start, I'm sure I want to start, but at the end of the day, I'm sure we both just want what's going to be best for the team. And like, if I continue to start and I continue to keep playing well, then I'm sure Fact is going to be helping me perform even better while also focusing on himself. And then also, if Fact is playing better than me, then I will happily step aside and play that sub role and just push him to become as good as he can be.
I mean, in general, I think it's important to have backups. The thing about Fact too is that like I feel like he brings like a sense of motivation to everyone in the room, more so than like just Muma or just like Raucus, like his friends, and Spree. I think like it's good to like bring change in here too. Like I feel like his timing is really good because we're obviously at like the bottom of our slope or whatever, and so to have someone in here who's like really motivated to like bring more energy to everybody else is good. I also think that it's important, like seeing how much like Spree has helped Coolmat and how much like Jake and Linkster and Clockwork help each other has been very obvious in my opinion. And so like having 2 tank players now that are arguably like the best in America, like to like help each other get better at the same time is like really, really good.
Muma is an incredibly talented player. And so for me, if I play on the Outlaws, I want to make sure that it's because I have done extremely well recently. And like Muma and I are both extremely competitive. So we both really, really, really want to start every map, all the time. But we both respect each other so much. So like, if Muma's up on stage and I'm not, I'll be happy. And I think Muma feels somewhat similar. Hopefully we'll see some playtime with me, but if not, I will do everything in my power to help Muma improve, help the team improve, whatever it takes to win. Basically, I've been on a team with Raucus or Shane for as long as I've been in Pro Overwatch. We were both a part of this same unsponsored team back in July of 2016 before phase called Ono. We did really, really well in a lot of the NA tournaments at the time. We were the best unsponsored team by far. Eventually we got noticed by Huck, who is now the president of esports at Boston Uprising, and he helped us create a team that would eventually become FaZe, and I've basically been a teammate with Raucus forever and ever and ever. He's easily my closest friend, and I'm so happy to be reunited with him again. So I think like just me bringing that synergy that I have with Raucus is gonna be like real helpful to the team. Like we balance each other out a lot, and so it'll provide an interesting aspect to the team dynamic. Because I know Shane so well, like I'm not afraid to tell him when he's being dumb, and he's not afraid to tell me when I'm being dumb. And so we're like really blunt with each other. We're really good friends. So it'll just be really, really good for the team, I think. Now that I'm here with the team, I just want to see us improve every day. See our mentalities improve, see our gameplay improve, and moving into stage 3, I hope to see us, return to our stage 1 form and become the dominant powerhouse team that I know we can be.